Today we are making red wine braised Italian meatballs with some special mashed potatoes. They're secret, so we're gonna get into that later. Welcome to Love You Bunches, a cooking love letter. Before we get into it, wanted to go over a few things really quickly. One, if you do not like red wine, sis, this might not be for you. No shade, I will give you another recipe that we can do later. This recipe calls for a bottle and a half. In full transparency, you might wanna get 3 because you need a bottle and a half for the recipe. You're gonna sip a bottle while you're making this. And then of course, once you're eating it, you also need to drink. So that just, oh my gosh, I now sound like an alcoholic. That's a lot of bottles, but I promise you, it will not go to waste. Next point, super important here. Do not drink and drive. I've been hit by a drunk driver before. So don't use this recipe, stay in for the night. Like, this is something you can really cook with your man, with your girl. Y'all gonna be vibing. And after 3 bottles, just stay home. I mean, I think we're still gonna be quarantining by the time you see this. You ain't got nowhere to go. Stay in the house, stay in the house. Last point, this is beloved. Like, imagine me giving you real auntie advice. I get it, you are not trying to spend $30, $40 on a bottle that's going into some food. But I promise you, if you have some cheap wine and put this in there, it's gonna be awful. So don't come for me in the comments talking about this is nasty. It's nasty because you use $2 wine. No $2 wine can be used. Give me 10, 12, 15, $20 wine, okay? So just wanted to go through that first. Right here, we have ground pork and we have ground beef. I like to just mix them together. If you just want all ground beef or you want all ground pork, you can do it that way. I would not recommend using chicken with this just because the red wine flavor is pretty potent and it's not a good mix of flavors to have the red wine with the chicken. If you're interested in a chicken alternative, drop it in the comments below and I will give you that. We are in this together. We all want to eat. This is my love letter to you. Very, very important. These meatballs are going to change locations. They're very mixy, like 5 times. So we really have to take the time we need to make sure they're ground up properly and we have the breadcrumbs and the eggs and they're really great. So first thing first, go ahead. This is just 2 eggs already whisked. Put them in here. I know some people don't like using eggs. You're gonna have to use the eggs, girl, because we got a lot going into this. This is breadcrumbs. I know some people like making their own breadcrumbs. That is okay. The juice is really not worth the squeeze for me to make my own breadcrumbs. I feel like you gotta pick and choose when you're cooking, like, what do I wanna put my effort into? Making my own breadcrumbs is not what I wanna put my effort into. So whatever works for you. This is just a cup of breadcrumbs. It seems like a lot, but I promise you, once we start adding stuff, you can be like, oh, okay, she knew what she was doing. Next thing here, we have parsley, just some parsley and some thyme. Here we go. Ooh, had a little turn situation there. I'm a DJ. Here we have salt, pepper, garlic sauce, and some Italian seasoning. You don't have to get too crazy, especially if you mix the ground pork with the ground beef because it's already gonna have that natural flavor. And then we're also gonna season that red wine gravy. So you don't wanna get too crazy. You're gonna have some super salty meatballs with some super salty red wine potent gravy, and it's gonna be a mess. So just lightly season this. The red wine is gonna do what it needs to do. From here, you have all your ingredients. I'm gonna put on some gloves. So if you have some nails, you might have to just do this with your hands, but you know, I'm nubbing it, so we're just gonna put on some gloves. All right, so we're gonna just get into this. I promise you, if you're having a bad day, this is some good stress reliever. I'm just like, just all the pain goes away. Just put it in here. Super important to remember when you're making these meatballs, don't make them too big because you're not gonna make sure they cook all the way, because we're only gonna put these bad boys in the oven for 35 minutes on 400. And if you make really large meatballs, they're gonna have a difficult time cooking. At this point, okay, I can see ground beef, ground sausage is pretty mixed. Oh, wow, we're over here throwing food at you. It's like a food fight back in the day. But now, like, this is too big. I'm gonna show you. This right here is too big. I promise you, we're gonna take this out the oven and the core of this is still gonna be raw. So if you just look at it, I know. It's like, oh, I want bigger than meatballs. Just give yourself some time, because we don't want to kill anybody. Because you're gonna be making this with your man. You're gonna have that 90s R&B playlist. You know, y'all remember Avant, Joe, Guy, Next. Like, this is a recipe you cook with your man or by yourself. I mean, I don't have a man, and I make this for myself. So, you know, it's no shade. If you're cooking this, with just you know? I don't know. I'm in the kitchen most of the time with Casper the Friendly Ghost. So it's okay. These right here are great for a meal prepping Sunday, because you can have these different ways. If we're gonna do it today with the mashed potatoes, you can do it tomorrow in a sub. You can do it Wednesday on top of some spaghetti, whatever works for you. All right, so we're gonna pop these in the oven, 400 degrees. We're gonna put them in the oven for 35 minutes. We're gonna be back though. We're gonna make these special mashed potatoes. So stay tuned. All right, we're making the special mashed potatoes. So y'all, this is a safe space. So we're making Gruyere, okay? And if you don't like it, ask Jeeves it, Google, Siri, whatever you wanna call it, okay? Ask her. But from the south side of Atlanta, Gruyere. We're making Gruyere and spinach mashed potatoes. In here, I just have 4 Yukon Gold mashed potatoes. If you have some other version that you like, use it. It's potatoes or it's potatoes, you know? However you wanna do it, do it. This is just 4. I can't make a lot because then I'm gonna like continue to spread like butter. But make as many as you want, but just wanted to let you know. We already have it in here. Super, super easy. Just have some room temperature milk. This is about a cup. We're probably not gonna use it, but until it completely covers the potatoes is what we want in here. Oh yeah, okay. We're not gonna use the whole thing, but it's just to make it creamy. This is whole milk. I know some of y'all are out here trying to reclaim the summer bodies that you never got to use because of quarantine. Girl, use whole milk. Use whole milk. Do not come up in here with some fat-free almond milk, oat milk, whatever all the other versions are, because it's not gonna make them creamy. It's gonna make them something. Creamy, it's not. So just save space. Just wanna let you know, this is whole milk though. All right, now I'm about to be on my Paula Deen.
Walk away and forget about it.
Here's some butter. My hands are clean. I know it's like, ooh, this girl over here touching a whole stick of butter. My hands are clean. Okay, do we see this? This is a little over a 1/4. Boom, mic drop. It's like butter drop. Ha, butter drop. My favorite thing to do right here. This is the Gruyere cheese. I just love this. This has a pretty potent taste, so if you don't like this cheese, you need to be careful. You need to be careful, but I love this. It just makes your potatoes so creamy. It's so good. Just go until you're not happy. It's kind of, y'all remember Olive Garden when y'all used to go when outside was open, or when you really like Olive Garden, and they would come to the table with like the little cheese grater? And I used to always get yelled at by my parents because I would just let them go and go and go, like the Energizer Bunny. And it's like, I want all the cheese. Okay, just like I want all the money, I want all the cheese. Make sure. So great, great, great. Okay, now my hands hurt and now I don't want to grate this anymore, but that looks yummy, and I broke the cheese. So we just have some wilted spinach here. It amazes me how you can put like 3 cups of spinach in a bowl and then suddenly it wilts up like nothing. Like, did I even do anything? Did I even take it out? Now, another stress reliever. Just, oh yeah. This was super quick. Put those potatoes in the oven earlier in the day when you're ready to cook dinner. Take them out, put them in a bowl, put some butter, spinach, salt this to taste, and that's it. You made homemade mashed potatoes. So let the Idaho bag, box of flakes, or whatever that bag is, let it go. We did this in like less than 10 minutes. If I can do this, you can do this. So now we're about to go check back on the mashed potatoes. So stay tuned. So this is a light dust. It's not gonna be pretty, so no judgment. We said it was a safe space here. And this is just with some all-purpose flour. Just dust it. You're really only gonna get one side of it and it's fine. I wouldn't go crazy. All right, next part, just gonna put enough oil just to coat the bottom of the pan. So however big your pan is or small, adjust accordingly, but just enough to coat the bottom of it. All right, our meatballs are on to the next step of their journey. Get your tongs ready. Remember, we have this on a medium-high heat. We're just gonna brown them. They're already cooked, but this is really more so for the red wine gravy that we're gonna create. You know those like nice bits that you get at the bottom of the pan? That's what we're going for. So go ahead, start them on the flour side with your tongs. Ooh, I wish y'all could smell this because I'm getting thick just thinking of it. And we're just gonna do 3 to 4 minutes on each side. We are making my favorite part. I hope that y'all don't hear my stomach has started growling because I'm so hungry. This right here, y'all, if y'all could smell this room between this red wine and these meatballs, I'm going crazy. This is 1.5 cups of red wine. Use whatever red wine you simply love, put it in here. We've also mixed it with 1/4 of tomato paste just to like thicken it up and bind it. All right, let's see. Okay, that's better. Pour it in here. Mix. Make sure you're getting it in there, getting those bits in there, y'all. So we're just gonna put our meatballs back in here. But at this point, you can go ahead and turn it back on medium-high heat because we want these meatballs to simmer in here for about 10 minutes. And then after the 10-minute mark, we're gonna add some beef broth just for some more extra rich flavor. Thank you for sticking with me. We're almost there. I'll be back with the beef broth and I'm gonna finish off the meatballs and put them over our mashed potatoes. All right, see you soon. All right, and this is just beef broth just for some richer flavor. You know, pour it straight in here. Ooh, yeah, that's it. That's it. From there, let this simmer for about 15-20 minutes. Stir frequently, especially with that flour if it gets stuck as it's getting thicker. Whoa, I almost like knocked myself out with the tongue. And then we're gonna pour it over the mashed potatoes and then we are done. So this means that you should be on R&B love song number 32, like, or 11 days, like Usher would say. I need to hear about the music you created, not the babies you created, and just let me know how you like it. So we'll be back. We are having fun at Love You Bunches. We are done. You are done. So this is it. This is how your final product should look around about. If it doesn't look exactly like this, it's okay. It's a safe space. Try it again. Fast forward, rewind, stop, and reverse it. Come back. And we're here. We are here, but this is your special love letter to your man, to your girl, to your mama, whomever. You made it. Thank you so much for watching Love You Bunches, a cooking love letter. I will see you on the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe below. And if you have any questions, you just want to kiki and talk, drop them in the comments. All right, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.